Hi, welcome to Automotive Show KG Canadian Enthusiast. Before starting the show, hit the like button and subscribe to my show. And if there's anything else, if there's any vehicle you want me to talk about, please put on the comment section. Now let's get started. Now today on the show we're going to talk about specifications about the upcoming Land Cruiser, which is in short the code name J300, and many more. Let's get started. Now Toyota, for us known as, is an affordable brand. But some parts of the world, or in reality, Toyota is actually a luxury brand. And today on the show, I will tell you why that's the case. Now let's get started. Now the Toyota Land Cruiser, or the J300, is supposed to make debut in 31st of 1st. So within the next few days, expect to see the debut of the Toyota's flagship luxury SUV, the Toyota Land Cruiser. Now these are some specifications that I have discovered that could be true. So far, I think they will be true. 5-door SUV, 8 seats, 4-wheel drive, 10-speed automatic. Now trim level so far confirmed is a GR spec variant and ZX. The ZX trim most likely is the most luxurious trim level of the Land Cruiser. Now you're thinking, okay, the Land Cruiser isn't sold in the United States. So, does it matter? It does. Other parts of the world, the Land Cruiser competes directly against vehicles like the Range Rovers, Cullinans, Bentegas, because the Land Cruiser is in the same territory. Now engines, this is where it gets interesting. Now these two engines are the most likely engines to come from the launch itself. Now the first engine is a 3.3 litre V6 turbo diesel. This engine makes 302 horsepower. This is way more than the old V8 turbo diesel, so that's a major boost. That's more than 20 more horsepower. Then the range-topping engine is a 3.5 litre twin-turbo V6, the same engine as the Lexus LS 500, but detuned to meet a more body-on-frame structure architecture. It produces 409 horsepower, which is pretty good. That's actually a little bit less than a GMC Yukon XL 6.8V, which has 420 horsepower. Now let's talk about the question. So where does the Land Cruiser compete against? Which is its rivals if it is sold in the United States? Its closest rival, I think, it's going to be the GMC Yukon XL and the GMC Yukon and the Jeep Wagoneer. Why? What's the reason? Well, it's not quite a Cadillac Escalade rival. This is more of a GMC Yukon competitor, since it's not a proper ultra luxury, it's more high-end in terms of the positioning of the marketplace, I personally think. Now something else to consider is that the GMC is not a high-end luxury brand, it's more of a slightly posher than Chevy. Toyota, on the other hand, is an ultra-luxury brand most likely, but they tend to go on the low end of the market because many consumers outside Asia don't know Toyota's high-end side. Now prices, I would strongly believe, is around $100,000. If it is sold in the United States, prices should start on $100,000. This is what I expect even global markets if you get them in the US currency. $100,000 should be the price, making this the most expensive Land Cruiser yet. Moving on from the Land Cruiser, let's talk about Toyota's flagship luxury saloon. Their Rolls-Royce Phantom competitor, the Toyota Century. If you are a Japanese emperor, you will know Toyota Century very well. This vehicle is the most exclusive vehicle that's ever produced in the history of the Japanese motor industry. This thing is only sold in Japan. But if it's sold outside, I bet this thing will outsell a Bentley Flying Spur. But it doesn't sell outside Japan. So what is it? It's a Century. Specifications: 4-door saloon, rear-wheel drive, of course, etc. Now, what powers this is a 5-litre V8 hybrid, same as the LS600H from the last gen LS, which means 439 horsepower, which is very impressive. Now this is an ultra luxury car, this is not a full-size luxury, this is much better. Now of course you might think, I seen the interior of this thing, this is absolutely ultra luxurious. This thing is actually better than a Bentley Flying Spur or a Rolls-Royce Ghost actually in some departments. It's no surprise. This uses wool than leather because they think wool is more comfortable, more luxurious, and that's true, and I agree with that. Most on price tag for the Toyota Century. It costs $180,000 if it's sold outside Japan. I think if you're outside Japan, please put the effort, buy Toyota Century. If you are a billionaire or like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, you won't be embarrassed driving around in a Toyota Century. I can assure that for you. Moving on from the Toyota Century, let's talk about the Toyota Corolla Cross. The Corolla Cross will have a North American variant because it's coming to the United States. Great news. Now I'll be quick about this. The engines I'm expecting that the same engines like in the Corolla, the same 2-liter engine with 160 plus horsepower and a hybrid drivetrain I am expecting. But this thing is produced in the United States, as you all know, because it will be, or there will also be a Mazda variant of this as well. Something to look forward. So what's the fate about the Toyota CHR? The CHR will most likely will get cancelled as time goes on, as its existence doesn't matter in the US market. The Corolla Cross is bigger, more practical, more luxurious, as you know. Now prices, I would think $25,000 to $32,000. That's where I think there would be a couple of engine choices as well. Very good, something to look forward indeed. Now the Mercedes-Maybach just announced the introduction of the Mercedes-Maybach S680, or in other markets it will be known as the Mercedes S650, because in China the 680 is known as a symbol of wealth. So I guess it's pretty good to call 680, I rather guess right now. Now it's powered by the same 6-liter twin-turbo V12 with 621 horsepower. The difference, you get all-wheel drive, so you can have the power and use it. You can use the power significantly. Price-wise, I think it will start well above $200,000, most likely guess for me. Way more there. And also there is a 6-cylinder Maybach if you want in China. Great. Now Kia has announced the K900 no longer sold in the United States, of course, as you know, but in other markets it is sold right now. Now the K900 with massive updated styling, including the new Kia logo. Its updated styling gives it extremely luxurious design, makes it nearly like a G90. That's a very good decision. Now engines wise, I'm expecting the same engine choices as the outgoing K900. 3.3 twin turbo V6 365 horsepower or 5-liter V8 with 420 horsepower. Prices, if it was sold in the US, $80,000 to $85,000 most likely. Now the last vehicle I will talk about from that is a mid-size pickup, the Maxus T90. It's one of the best mid-size pickups launched in the Shanghai Motor Show. It's a replacement for the T70 if you don't know. Now it's powered by a 2-liter turbo diesel with 215 horsepower and costs $20,000 to $20,000 in my guess if it's sold outside China. Now it has an 8-speed automatic, 5 seats and a 5-wheel pickup and 4-wheel drive. And I seen the interior of the Maxus T90. It's tremendously brilliant, it's luxurious and it's fantastic. And on that note, I'm going to end the video. Before I end the video, I want to hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Thank you very much.